Hello everyone, I'm Vardhaman and I'm here today to share my story of coming to freedom from an underground dungeon. How often have you interacted with people who take a firm stand for themselves and how do you feel about that? Think for a moment and maybe think for a moment of how do you feel interacting with people who just don't take a stand for themselves and they are just fluid, they are all over. To me, most people will feel that it is the category who takes a stand, that is the better approach. Well, my approach was different. I thought not taking a stand and being fluid, and it was very cool and diplomatic to be so, and that was a way to win more people, get more friendships, and win more hearts. So I started to be fluid, not take a stand, and I thought, it's very inspiring to others also. And how I got inspired with this trait is I adopted it from one of my relatives whom I really admired a lot, and he had a big, huge social circle, and I thought maybe this is the skill to socially interact, and this is the right way to do. So I grew up practicing that. By personality, I had been timid, uh, and this whole flavor of being diplomatic only added to more of my people-pleasing capabilities. So I would always be nice to people, never say anything which is in my mind, always be a yes person. Uh, it just felt, what was my payoff? I felt I'm getting a lot of love back in return, and that just kept me going. It felt good that way. I felt I'm wearing it as a badge around me, and it just felt natural. But then something was off, and there were several instances, and it it became apparent that this approach is not working in all scenarios. Examples are many. I'll share a few. For example, where I stayed in Delhi, we had this huge contention of parking problem, and I had very tough neighbors. So they will take all the space. I'll not get space to park my cars, but I'll still not go back and fight with them or not still raise my voice. So जैसा चल रहा है चलने दो, लड़ाई नहीं होनी चाहिए बस. क्यों? Because it will make me look bad. Okay, so it kept going. Same thing in my office. Even if I change job, I'm always finding that I'm getting a tough manager. So is the problem with the manager or is it with me? Why am I the only one who is desperately inviting a tough manager? It was always easy to put the blame on the managers. कि managers तो होते ही ऐसे. What can I do about it? It continued. Then in family, I had very intruding, very family members which were very interested in my life more than theirs. So they would direct me with everything. Like they would tell me कहाँ जाना है, अगर इन लॉस के यहाँ जाना है तो कितने दिन जाना है, should I be going, how frequently should I be going, with who should I be going, where should I be spending my time, so on so forth. The list is endless. It just kept going. कहीं ना कहीं मुझे लग रहा था कि मैं लाइफ के उस स्टेज पे आ गया हूँ जहाँ लगता है कि मेरे पास सब है, गाड़ी है, बंगला है, बैंक बैलेंस है, बट चैन नहीं है. अपनी लाइफ ही अपनी नहीं है. समझ नहीं आ रहा कहाँ जा रही है. पानी सर से ऊपर जा रहा है, सांस नहीं आ रहा है. फीलिंग सफोकेटेड. But I just didn't know what to fix, what pinpointedly I have to go and fix. And that kept going until really one day when I became like really fed up and asked for help. Maybe that night I think God really hurt my health. And that the next day I signed up for a workshop under Venkat sir. And I started to understand that how I had been living my life and how I had been looking at some of these perspectives. I can start to change that, and the correction needs to correct. I can correct how my life has been. And from there on, a lot of learning started to come. So I stopped being. Uh, I I can't say I've stopped being fully because there is still a kick. There is a very staunch innate kick I get when I still please people. But at least I've started to understand that this is not the right way. This is how I'm kind of losing myself from internally. So from there on, and I think the practice still continues. But नेट नेट मुझे ये समझ आ रहा है कि अगर कुछ खराब लग रहा है तो भाई बोलो. Don't just stay quiet with it. Because if I just internalize it and I suffocated with it and outwardly I was just pleasing others, then internally I'm killing myself and it's taking me nowhere. I started to have a lot of health issues with that. I started to have major other problems, disparate relationships with my family, with my wife. It was going all over. But I think with these learnings now, I'm coming back, and if you feel a part of you also resonate with what some of my journey had been, I just wanted to share a couple of these learnings with you in terms of absolutely stand up for yourself. It is for your own good. It is for your own life. Do what you feel is right for you. It can never be that I can please everyone or all others, but if I'm pleased with myself, that's a good start. Uh, and a lot of learnings which I also got from the book I read about leadership, about the Inspire, Impact, Ignite. Leadership is a title. Leadership is not a title; it's a story. And from there, I really started to understand that once I change myself, if I start to be a silent leader within me, and then it would outwardly project also in terms of how I carry and how I interact with others. So I just wanted to come here and share my life journey with you. And if you do resonate, please ask for help. Acknowledge that you have a problem. Don't just be okay, with what's going around you, because somewhere fundamentally maybe it's killing you. And it took me a lot of time to realize. If you hear me, maybe you could do better at it. Thank you. Bless you all.